Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing with section 3.2. This is the third video for this section. So this is 3.2 part 3. The sum of three consecutive integers is 36. Find the integers. Now, this is certainly a problem that you could do by guessing. It would not be that hard to sit around and try to solve this by what we just say, trial and error. Just start thinking of integers and adding them up. Now, the better way to do this problem, of course, I want to see the algebraic work. What you need to remember, integers, for example, when I say the phrase or when I say the term integers, we're talking about the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. We're also going the opposite direction, -1, -2, -3, and so on. So there are infinitely many integers. The number 1/2, for example, is not an integer. The number 7.1 is not an integer. The number pi is not an integer. So pay attention to those. Three consecutive integers. Remember that consecutive in English means one right after the other. So if I called the first integer x, the next one would be x plus 1, and to get to the next one I would add one more, which would make that x plus 2. So my integers can be symbolically written as x, x plus 1, and x plus 2. I'm told the sum is 36. Well, remember, sum means to add. So when I take x and I add x plus 1 and I add x plus 2 together, I get 36. When I collect like terms, 3x plus 3 is 36. When I subtract 3 from both sides, 3x is equal to 33. When I divide both sides by 3, x is equal to 11. Now again, 11 is not your final answer. The question said find the integers plural. So when I plug 11 in, x becomes 11, 11 plus 1 becomes 12, and 11 plus 2 becomes 13. So my answer set would be the integers 11, 12, and 13. Now, the next question involves integers. Oops, I'm sorry, I went too far. Here we go. Alright, twice the sum of three consecutive odd integers is 54. Find the integers. Now, we're going to call the first integer x. Now, what I want you to do for a minute is just think of consecutive odd integers. We're just going to think about, for example, 1, 3, and 5 would be three consecutive odd integers. Or let's take 3, 5, and 7. Okay? 3, 5, and 7. Let's just use that example. To get from 3 to 5, you add 2. To get from 5 to 7, you add 2 more. So if the first integer is x, the next one would be x plus 2, and then when I add 2 more, I get to x plus 4. So the way I set this up, twice means 2 times. The sum of the three consecutive odd integers, x, x plus 2, and x plus 4 are in parens because that sum is being taken, then twice it is being done, and this is 54. I collect like terms inside the parens first, which results in 3x plus 6. When I distribute this 2, finally, I get 6x plus 12 equals 54. When I subtract 12 from both sides of the equation, I get that 6x equals 42. Let me scroll down. When I divide both sides of the equation by 6, this results in x equals 7. And again, let's plug back in. X is 7, x plus 2, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13. So our answers are 7, let's try this again. 7 plus 4 is 11. There we go. So our answers are 7, 9, and 11. All right, the whole point I'm trying to make there, at the end of a problem, when you get what x is, plug back into everything that you were asked to find. Don't just say x is 7 and stop. All right, I'm a math teacher, and the math teacher that you currently have would want you to answer the entire question. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop with this video, and I'm going to pick up these. I'm going to pick up the remainder on the next video. All right.